Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 19th to the 25th of November. These messages are for Gemini Sun, Moon or Rising. There's a link in the description box to a website that can help you out if you're not familiar with those terms or you just want to look at your birth chart more in general. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, likes, shares, comments, subscribes to the channel. It's all appreciated. If you want to book a personal reading, please see the description box for information on how to do that as well. Here are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. So we're going to begin with a message from the Goddesses, Gods and Guardians deck, and that will be your main theme for this weekly check-in. So what does Gemini Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for this weekly check-in? And I don't know if there's anyone out there who actually does have Gemini as their sun, moon and rising sign. I don't know why that's come to mind, but I would actually be really interested if you want to share that in the comments, because I'm not sure if I've ever come across anyone who's got the same sun, moon and rising sign. I mean, I'm Libra sun, Leo moon and Leo rising, but yeah, I don't know if I've come across anybody who's got the same thing for all three. Right, anyway, let's get on with it. So I have a feeling this candle might go out before the end of the reading, but that's fine. So what is the main theme here for you? So your main theme is HUD. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but I guess it's right. HUD, tell the truth. Okay. So let's get your tarot cards out and then I'll have a look at that message in the book as well. So from the tarot, what is the main theme for Gemini? So from the tarot, what is the main theme for Gemini, please? You have the Strength card and the Two of Swords. So my first thought is, I mean, are you keeping a secret for anyone? Or is there something that you're kind of debating whether it's worth saying, like it's going to take courage to say it or tell someone a secret? Let's see what else comes out. That's too quick. Two of Wands, Five of Swords. I mean, again, that's a choice, isn't it? And the Two of Wands is a choice, and Five of Swords, it looks like if you had a secret and you say something, it could cause a problem. But let's put that in a separate place as well, actually, and I'm not putting them back in the same place. So what's Gemini's energy specifically in this? You've got the Sun. Okay, I just mentally asked myself, is that right? And it's, yeah, I'm getting, yeah, it's right. So yeah, I keep looking at it and I just keep getting, yeah. So right, let's look at any external or surrounding energies. Are you keeping a secret? Because it's like, do you know something with that Sun? Is that like you've been illuminated about something and there's a, like, that you could share it, but are you kind of, I don't know. Let's see what else comes out. Could be completely off there, but see, you've got that Five of Wands again. I'm going to try that again. That would be external energy. So it's like if you reveal a secret, Knight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. If you reveal a secret, is it going to be a problem? Right, external or surrounding energies for Gemini, please. Right, so you've got a couple. It's back. Yeah, it's got to be out. Five of Wands, okay. If it's Seven of Swords, no, it's Justice. Okay. I mean, it could be, if you are keeping a secret or something to yourself, it's almost like, will what you say kind of bring order to some sort of chaos, or I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the guidance. Nine of Cups, okay. Will it bring peace to you if you say something? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this message in the book. So it's HUD, isn't it? Let's see. Right, it says, bring it out into the open, be true to your feelings. So I think your last reading, although I don't want to connect the readings unnecessarily, although I've said before, it's not unusual to have running themes because life isn't just like you have an issue for 1 week a lot of the time and then it disappears. Some things are really ongoing, aren't they? It says, Hod is the blind god of winter in Norse mythology. He held a quiet inner strength, got the courage card there, and was always ready to help others. Hod was tricked by the god Loki into firing an arrow made of mistletoe, which killed his twin brother Baldur. Despite his tragic mistake, Hod becomes his twin's companion in the underworld after his own death. Hod makes amends by being honest about his error and becoming a spiritual counselor to Baldur. Sorry, I was just rereading the message because it kind of went over my head. Norse legend says that Hod survives Ragnarok, and I feel like, is that from that Viking TV show? I feel like I've seen the name and that I've watched a few episodes, but I haven't followed it all the way through. Right, a destructive period preceding a new... Yeah, that's come up in something on Netflix, hasn't it? A destructive period preceding a new world, and through this, his atonement goes on to rule alongside Baldur. Hod's symbols are mistletoe and darkness. I wonder why the mistletoe... If anybody knows why his symbol is mistletoe, please let me know in the comments, because I think a lot of us only know mistletoe for like the whole Christmas kissing thing. What are the meanings? I mean, I can look it up myself actually, but it's more fun if you tell me in the comments if you want to do that. So yeah. Right, so the message says, Hod's steadfast presence is here to remove the blindfold from your eyes. He invites you to look squarely at any truth you've been avoiding. Be completely honest with yourself about your real feelings. If you made a mistake, do your best to make amends. Integrity is essential for a clear path ahead. Sticking your head in the sand only works for so long. The truth always surfaces somehow once you face up to reality. You can access all the energy and support you need. Denial is a defensive state in which you refuse to accept the truth. It's recognized as a stage in the grief process. Denial, guilt, and shame can go hand in hand. These are heavy feelings. Hod encourages you to get therapeutic support to work through these emotions. Hod is a guide through the dark night of the soul and can help with depression or loss of faith. He supports recovery from addiction, crisis, and trauma. He'll sit with you patiently in your darkest moments, never rushing you to heal. Hod will guide your words and actions in any situation where truth is needed. Additional meanings: seek recovery for addictions. Deception or misinformation could be at play. Check all the facts. Don't try to be like others. Be naturally and authentically you. And the invocation says, the truth is safe. Honesty aligns with me with my highest purpose. Honesty aligns me with my highest purpose. So I think I didn't quite say it, did I? I was going to say about your last reading, I'm sure it was something like, do you need to open up about feeling unsupported or something to that effect? So I don't know if that's still relevant. It mentions stuff about being honest about addictions here. And I'm more inclined to feel that if that is relevant to anyone here, it may be more likely that it's somebody else. I mean, it's not impossible. It could be you that has an addiction or some unhealthy habit or something that you're going to have to be honest with yourself about. But I'm almost getting the feeling that it could be someone else around you. Like if we want to get quite dramatic, maybe you're kind of thinking about staging an intervention with someone or something like that, or there's just a certain person's behavior that just, it's off and it needs to be addressed or something. I mean, it mentioned a blindfold in the book, and you've got the Two of Swords person here has a blindfold on, don't they, as well? And it mentioned I'm sure it mentioned something about courage to speak up or something as well. I'm just going to need to turn my heater down. Bear with me because I was freezing cold, now I'm boiling hot, so the heater's kind of distracting me, so bear with me 1 second. Right, let's get into the clarifiers in this and see if we can make things clearer. So for the Two of Swords and strength, what do we need to know about that? So why is the Two of Swords and strength here as the main energy, as the theme? So you've got the Lovers, right? You have the Devil, and I sometimes say that the Lovers and the Devil, I mean, not in this deck so much because of the imagery on it, but in a lot of the decks, it's almost like the Lovers and the Devil are the same sides of the, two sides of the same coin, because The Lovers is what you love, or can be choosing what you love. And the Devil can be where you become obsessed with what you love. So like, say, if I'm going to get dramatic, say if you love alcohol, that's a really weird one to use, but I'm just going to use that as an example. Say if you love alcohol, or you feel you love alcohol. I mean, we can't really love objects and things like that, can we? But yeah, say you love that. The Devil is where you become obsessed with it, and you become addicted to it, and you can't cope without it, can you? And funnily enough, are they drinking in here as well? Well, one's drinking, so I'm assuming that's meant to signify, and is it a fish? That is really weird. Sorry about the light shining there. I keep forgetting to look into the screen to check what I'm doing sometimes. I just get very focused on the cards. Well, I believe that's a fish and it's drinking, so that's like alcoholism. And it's no laughing matter because, yeah, I know quite a few people who have that problem and it's not funny. And then the other one's eating, so that's like excess eating, food addiction, eating disorders, those kind of things, isn't it? So let's put that here. Let's see what else comes up after this. There could very well be something to do with addiction here, whether it is yourself or someone else. But as I say, because you've got that sun energy, is it that you've been illuminated about something and you're kind of needing to speak on it? I mean, could you be sharing something about yourself? Maybe you realise you've got a problem, or again, you're aware that someone else has a problem and there's a need to intervene in it. Anything else? I mean, the Lovers is, as I say, it's a card of connection as well, like a profound connection, a deep connection. So maybe someone you are close to has an addiction to something, or a problem, an unhealthy habit. We've got the Six of Wands, and the Strength card is there again as courage. That, I was going to say, that almost feels like support. So when I mentioned an intervention, I mean, the Six of Wands, that could be potentially someone who leads an intervention. What else do we need to know here? One more, and then I'll clarify something. I don't know where to begin, but we'll have a look. Right, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, but it is in reverse. That could potentially be where, if there is an issue, it's having the courage to kind of address it and resolve it and do the work and put the effort in to resolve it. Let's look at the Lovers first of all. As I say, that could be just a profound connection with someone in your life, whether it is romantic, parent, child, friend, whatever, sister, brother, something like that. Why is the Lovers here, please? I'm going to try that again. That did not feel right. That's my main theme for this batch of readings, is it didn't feel right. I'm going to try it again. So we've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Eight of Wands, and I have a feeling what that means, but I'm just going to try it again. Right, we've got the Queen of Wands and the Sun. I'm going to try it. See, this is my theme, isn't it? It doesn't feel right. Let's try it again. What? Okay, I will take that one. I wasn't going to, but I will take it. The Eight of Cups. Let's get one more for that. Right, so you've got now the Nine of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. And what is this? We have the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, that's where you do the work, isn't it? Right, so what I'm getting from this the Lovers. I keep saying six sometimes when I see the Lovers. Again, it's potentially someone that you may be very close to, that there could be something going on with them. I'm trying to look at it in a different perspective and see if I'm getting anything else from that, but I don't know, that's what's coming up. I mean, something else might come up if I'm looking at the other cards, but it feels like there's someone else here, that there's something going on with them. I mean, the Five of Swords. What is it with me and the Five of Swords that whenever I get the Five of Swords in a reading, I know damn well what it means, but I can hardly ever remember all of the things I associate with it, apart from like self-sabotage and manipulation. There are a bunch of other things that I can think of for this card, but when it comes to an actual reading, it's gone out of my brain. It can be like self-sabotage, self-defeat. So if there was someone around you that had an addiction, they're sabotaging themselves, aren't they? Or if there's an unhealthy pattern, they are sabotaging themselves. The Eight of Wands here, it does kind of feel like communication, maybe communication about whatever is going on with someone that isn't good. This could be where you sort of tell them, or there's a need to sort of tell them that you need to leave that behind. It's not doing you any good. Three of Pentacles for me, it kind of signifies a desire to help someone do the work that needs to be done to overcome a problem, if that is what's going on here. Then you've got the Nine of Wands, that feels like more likely to be the external energy of defensiveness. It's kind of like two sides, well, not two sides of the same coin, but it's almost like wanting to protect someone if they are in trouble, but then also them being defensive as well and feeling like people are against them. This is weird. I'm not going to lie, it feels weird. I'm trying my best to think of another way of looking at it, and this is the only thing that is, it's sticking there. Let's look at that Devil card and see what comes out for that. So, who would this resonate with? I've got no idea. Maybe one person, if this is what it's about, if it's relating to someone else. This is a similar energy that came up in, I can't remember which reading, I've done quite a few today. But it was another reading, I think it might have been Virgo actually. Something about helping people, but this Judgment card came up with the Devil, and it was kind of saying needing to take a step back to let them help themselves. It's not so much about taking a step back here, but let's get one more for that. It's like it's almost like someone else needing the opportunity, if it is about someone else, to see their mistakes or what the harm they're causing to themselves, so that they can then sort of review what they've done and have a new beginning, have a second chance, make a fresh start. So let's see what else comes up for that. Yeah. So we've got the Nine of Swords there. I mean, that looks like regret, doesn't it? So if that is someone who had an addiction or some kind of harm, there was some harmful situation to them. It could even be domestic abuse, to be honest. That's something that is coming to mind as well. This is like kind of regret, stress, if you're reviewing what you've been through, or someone's reviewing what they've been through. The Queen of Wands, I would say it could be a supporter. So if it's you're supporting someone, or you want to support someone, it could be an energy of support to help them get through it. Or it could be that they then need, once they've reviewed the past, whatever they've been through, if they want a second chance, or they want to fix things or make things better for themselves, they need to step into this Queen of Wands energy where they now are strong, they can stand up for themselves, and move on. Let's get something for that Six of Wands quickly, and then I'll get off this, because I know I spent ages. I've come to the conclusion that I'm always going to end up spending loads of time on the main theme, and then the rest it will get less time as I go through the different cards. I don't know why I feel the need to spend so much on the main theme, but I'm honouring the message, so it is what it is. So Six of Wands. So we've got the king. That's a leader, isn't it? The King of Wands, it's a leader. So again, it could be someone leading some sort of intervention or assistance for someone. We've got the Nine of Cups there. I don't know why I feel like, right, so the Empress, we've got the Empress, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And these energies, Nine of Cups, Empress in particular, and probably more so the Ace of Swords, it's almost an energy of helping someone to find themselves. I know that sounds really weird, really, really weird, but yeah, that's what it feels like. The Two of Cups there, I think that's more just the support and understanding if someone is going through something. And you want to help them, it's giving them that understanding, like understanding as in encouragement understanding, but also helping them to understand themselves in a way. So that can come across as leading by example. It can be words of encouragement, listening to them, that kind of thing. Right, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to move on and see what else comes out, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going with what my gut feeling is, to be honest. Even if it kind of doesn't make sense, it's just this is the gut feeling. So if it does resonate, please let me know, because as much as I do the readings and I go by my gut feelings and something's coming really strong, a lot of the time I have no idea if it made sense to anyone at all, even if it's just one person. So it does feel, I mean, it could be you that is going through some sort of addiction, harmful situation, whatever, but it kind of feels more like someone else, to be honest, or other people. I mean, it could even be that your job is like a, what is it, like a gambling counselor or alcohol and drug abuse counselor or something to that effect, or a domestic violence counselor. I don't know, something to that effect. But probably it feels more personal than that, to be honest. It does feel more personal. So, right, we are now only on your energy, the sun, and it is giving illumination vibes. So yeah, let's see what comes out for the sun, please. If I can get the actual cards to come out. Right, okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles, we've got the Five of Swords. I mean, that Five of Pentacles, it looks like, again, it looks like, kind of looks like assistance. I mean, I know it's just two people leaving something behind. They may have been rejected, left out in the cold, but it almost, I feel like this person here with the black hair, dark hair, is kind of supporting the person with the blonde hair here to leave a situation. I mean, they're probably leaving together, but this one just looks like the more supportive one, so that could be relevant. We've got that Five of Swords again. That's that. I don't know if this feels like self-sabotage here, or more like this would be the energy that is being left behind here. So say again, the example, I know these are quite can be sensitive subjects, like domestic abuse. If it was domestic abuse, that would be the perpetrator. I mean, it could represent, if it was addiction, that's the addiction, isn't it? The Five of Swords there, that would be the harm. Anything else? You could very well be advising someone on how to, right, okay, you could be very well advising someone on how to escape a certain situation. You've got the Six of Pentacles. That is very much a card of generosity, charity, support. I'll leave that there. That I can't really say much more about that one, can I? Some of the stuff that comes up in readings is so left field that you think, what is this? But it's like, it's such a strong feeling that comes through. It's like you can look at the cards and try and see something differently, but you can't force yourself to see something else if you're getting a gut feeling about something. So, okay, let's continue. Voice of reason, the Ace of Swords. It's a card of truth, isn't it? That could be of the voice of reason if you are fulfilling that role. Again, I will keep pointing out that it could be that you're the one needing an intervention of some kind, or someone has staged an intervention with you and maybe they're the voice of reason, they're the support. But yeah, I'm getting voice of reason from the Ace of Swords. The candle's going, isn't it? I can see it. Right, let's get one more and then I'll address the candle. Four of Swords, that's about healing, isn't it? So that could be where if you're the person who's providing support and intervention or whatever, you could be the voice of reason that's supporting and helping someone to escape, heal, recover. Again, vice versa, you could be the one receiving this. I'm just going to briefly pause again to deal with the candle. Okay, Gemini, another thing that just came through as I was lighting a new candle is the issue that could be here could be something to do with someone's health. If it's not an addiction, domestic abuse, that kind of thing, there could be an intervention in terms of someone's health. Yeah, okay, there was something else coming through, but I don't know if I want to bring that up. Okay, I will bring it up because it's in my mind. There's something here as well, you know, with families, with when you have elderly relatives, then there could be something here potentially about the care. There might be conflicts in a family or something in terms of care for an elderly person. Or so one thing I will say is recently I've heard quite a few stories from people I know in terms of when a person's getting to the end of their life and there are disputes around inheritance and stuff like that, that issue has come up. So I don't know if that's relevant to anyone or just an elderly person's health or care in general, or how they're being treated. Yeah, I'll leave that there, but that's something that's come to mind as well, if that's relevant here too. And again, that might require an intervention that could cause conflicts between people. If there's anyone with a disability as well, or you know anyone with a disability, and there's something with care, their care, their mental health could come into things as well. It could be a bunch of things. Right, that's a lot. Okay, let's get into Justice and the Five of Wands. So your energy here, I would say for the most part, it feels like you may be providing illumination on how to support and assist someone who's in whatever problem they're in. But it could be that you're receiving that and somebody said something to you or intervened, and now you're kind of like seeing the light kind of thing. But let's look at the external energy. So Five of Wands, Justice. Why is the Five of Wands there with Justice? And I can tell you right now, I don't even know what I would call this reading based on what's come out so far. There's like literally, I just don't even know. Maybe the word intervention might need to be in there. Intervention and illumination or something like that. But let's look at the Five of Wands and Justice. Right, I'm going to take this one and I'll leave the others. Right, so 10 of Wands. Clearly there's a burden. Clearly there's a problem here. Look what's not wanting to come out, the Seven of Swords. I'm going to put that back and I'll try again. Right, and the Knight of Swords wanted to come out as well. So maybe I should have taken them. I'll leave them for now, but they may come back out anyway. So 10 of Wands, there's clearly a problem here that someone hasn't been seeing, isn't seeing. There's an issue. There is an issue there. Right, we've got Ace of Cups. So for me, that just indicates that there's someone that cares. There is at least one person here that cares about what's going on and about what someone is going through. If there's someone experiencing something difficult, painful, harmful, someone wants the right thing to be done or the right thing to happen to resolve it. How many of these am I going to... Yeah, I'm just going to take all of them. Right, I believe I saw the Three of Swords first. Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Death card. Okay. So the main thing I would say that I'm getting from the Five of Wands again, there's the potential for arguments and conflicts. I mean, the whole situation in general might just be one big challenge, and that's why the Five of Wands is there as just a big challenge to overcome with the Justice card for the right thing to happen or the right thing to be done. I still feel like potentially there might be arguments with this with other people, that it will cause conflict somehow. It does feel like it could cause conflict with others, resolving it. But so that's the external energy. The Ten of Wands. So as I said, it's a problem that needs to be addressed. I feel like there's definitely at least one person at the very least who cares here and wants the best, who wants the right thing. The Ace of Cups next to the Three of Swords, for me, it's about wanting to heal or resolve the situation. Whoever it is that cares wants things to work out for the best. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. So again, it could be sort of whoever can intervene or wants to intervene. It's sort of being willing to take the necessary steps to do what needs to be done to resolve the situation. And then that Nine of Pentacles there. If there is someone involved who needs to kind of recover and gain their independence again, if something's happening where they've lost their independence or sense of control or whatever it is, that is kind of them. It's sort of supporting them to get back to that and to help them transform the situation itself with that Death card. So I will leave that bit there. So that's the external energy. It's just overcoming the challenge, whether it is the challenge that there are other people involved, there's other conflicts involved, whatever it is, it's just doing the right thing, making things right, if that makes sense. I've realised I say if that makes sense so many times, it's another take a shot and you'll be hammered by the end of the reading kind of thing, isn't it? So Nine of Cups. That's what you would want to be the end result of resolving this, wouldn't you? That would be the achievement. The goal is to peace, harmony, balance. I know that's not typically what the Nine of Cups is about, but that's what it feels like. It's like being able to breathe again. It looks like she's kind of taking a deep breath in, and it's like a sigh of relief where it's like, thank God, thank God we've dealt with that. Thank God that's dealt with, that's done. We can be free now. We can have a bit of peace and joy and yeah. But let's have a look. Maybe it's just that you want to see someone happy if you're the one who's offering the support, or someone wants to see you happy. But the key here was tell the truth. Someone needs to speak up about whatever it is, or intervene, or whatever it is. So you've got the Knight of Wands. So that's about, for me, that's kind of like taking action, and it's a fearlessness with it as well, where, I mean, obviously it's scary telling people the truth about situations. I mean, imagine having to tell a friend, having to speak with a friend if you suspect that they're being abused by their partner or something like that, and having to have that conversation. Those are not easy things to do. And I can say that from personal experience about having to have that conversation with someone. It's not an easy thing to do because there's just all sorts of fears, aren't there, around bringing it up in the first place, questioning if it's not, because abuse can be different forms, can't it? Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's mental. If you've not literally seen, like witnessed it blatantly in front of you, it can be hard to sort of judge if what you're thinking is right, and then you don't know how the person's going to react, if they're going to like sort of admit it, are they going to deny it, are they going to never speak to you again, are they going to be safe? As I said, I can say from personal experience, having to have that conversation with someone, it's not an easy thing to do. As much as you have good intentions and you're just sort of saying, I just want you to be safe, blah, 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 it's still tough. So anything else for that, and then I'll talk more about what we've got here. And it's interesting because I can see, I'm not 100%, I know this is meant to be the sun, that's meant to be the moon. It's interesting how you've got like a half moon, I'm assuming it's the moon, half moon there as well. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles there. Right, I'm going to take just the Ten of Swords wanted to come over as well. So clearly, if someone's been harmed or whatever, you want that to be done, don't you? You want to put an end to that and start again. But I'll leave that there because that's a given. So we've got the Nine of Cups here again. So here, these three, so speaking the truth, it should, in theory, the advice is it should, in theory, provide an opportunity to get to the Nine of Cups, which is here twice, which is to have that kind of sigh of relief and peace and contentment again. If you're wanting to, that whole thing of, I just want to see you happy, that kind of thing. It should be an opportunity for a new beginning. Again, there's an energy here of taking action, fearlessness with that. And it's sort of being able to move on, being able to leave something behind that just isn't working, that isn't helpful, that isn't beneficial. But as I said, it's like speaking the truth about that. And it's really difficult because I think this is one of those readings where it's kind of you're wary of giving the advice, because as much as we can sit here and say, oh, you just need to tell them the truth, blah, 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 you don't know how people are going to respond. If you were to intervene in a situation where somebody's got some major drug issue or something like that, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what their reaction's going to be, do you? You sort of worry if it's going to make it worse. I mean, I know that at one point I did training for domestic abuse with, I can't even remember the name of the organisation because it was a very, very long time ago now. And one of the key things they always talked about was the safety of the victim, that when you're advising them, whatever advice you give them, you have to always point out, is it safe? Because I know one thing that can happen with, say if somebody's being abused by their partner and they want to leave, there's a tendency for people to God, actually, I'm not going to say this because it's going to scare people, but there's just safety issues. I don't want to frighten people. You have to make sure it's safe for them to leave, because they might get harmed in trying to leave the situation. So yeah, that's as far as I'll take that, because yeah, it can get more serious than that, to be honest. But as I say, you don't know what their reaction is going to be, if they're going to, and I mean, nobody's obligated to listen to you, but it's just a concern about their safety. If you give this advice or if you bring it up, what is their reaction going to be? you know. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, it's so what is the advice? What is the advice really? I guess the advice is just speaking up, isn't it really? Taking action, speaking up, hoping that you will provide an opportunity to breathe a sigh of relief with it. But trust your intuition. If you feel it's not, if this relates to you and you are concerned about the safety of the situation of you speaking up, then follow your gut instinct. And if there is professional advice available, I mean, there's for addictions and all sorts of stuff, there's lots of advice now on the internet. There are organizations you can contact that will help to advise you as well, professionals that that have dealt with these things completely, all aspects of it, that can advise you. So a really intense reading. Again, who's this going to resonate for? I don't know. It could be just one person. But let's get you a final message from the Spirit Animal Oracle. So one message from the Spirit Animal Oracle as a final kind of advice for you, Gemini. You have time for a deep dive. So again, I just want to point out that, remember I said that this could be you that needs the intervention. It could be someone else that needs the intervention. So maybe you need to do a deep dive. Maybe it's someone else that needs to do a deep dive and they're the one that needs support with it. But let's read the message and see what comes up. So it says, with their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When swan spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is a much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to deep dive into your why. Asking the deeper questions of yourself, you are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. The protection message says, don't talk yourself into diving deep into something just because you see the potential of things instead of what they really are now. The necessary work and patience involved may not be the best use of your energy. Have you seen the potential in someone and think that if you love and support them, they will become the person who knows you love them beyond all others? Have you stepped into an opportunity that you know feels too good to be true and might not turn out the way you hope? Now is not a time for selective, limited perception that can lead to misjudgment. Instead, this is a time for going deep and being honest about what you find as you explore the depths. Have no fear, for whatever you find below will help you love and understand yourself and others and make better choices. Can you sense Swan Spirit calling you to dive deep and resurface to choose again? That's interesting now, because that is making me think. Even if you did need to speak up towards someone who's causing themselves harm or has an addiction or whatever, that doesn't automatically mean that you have to be the one to support them and stand by them, does it? Especially if it has a negative impact on you. It may mean that you speak up, say what you're thinking, what you fear, what the problem is, and you may have to leave them to it. You may have to sort of say, if you need help, it's here, like signpost them towards the help, but you may have to leave them behind for your own benefit. That's just a thought that's popped up with that protection message. So I'm going to leave it there. I think I've talked enough, and yeah, that was pretty intense. So thank you for watching the video. Feel free to like, share, or comment. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel again. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, please see the description box for information on that. But until the next message, Gemini, take care.